If you want to use your full potential, there is one thing you gotta ask yourself every single week. And if you ask yourself this every week, I promise you, you will stop wasting time, you will get more focused, and you'll actually change your life. And this is something I've done. For 3 years straight, I've asked this one question. And when I wasn't asking it, my life didn't change. But the minute I started asking it, my behaviors changed, my mindset changed, and my life changed. And I started seeing progress. I started seeing actual progress that made me proud of myself. And if you want the same thing, stick around, because I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you the one question you need to ask. But before we get into that, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make your goals happen. And if you're vibing with this video so far, you rock with me, you might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I do make videos like this every single day, because I want to help you reach your goals. Alright, so what is this question you need to ask yourself if you want to use your full potential? It is, did you make progress on your goals? That's it. Ask yourself that every single week, and I promise you, you will change your life. You will change your life. And why? Because it is so easy to lie to yourself, to think that you're getting somewhere when you're not. It's so easy to say later, thinking that you're actually going to get to later, without realizing you've been saying later for months, if not years. But when you ask yourself that question, did I make progress on my goals? Once every week, you are suddenly faced with the reality of what you're doing. You're given that space to look over your week, to review it, and see what you did and how that's making you get closer to your goals or not. But if you don't ask yourself that question, it's so easy to fool yourself to say, yeah, I'm getting somewhere. In reality, you aren't getting anywhere. And that's something I was doing for way too long. Like, I never asked myself, I never took the time to sit and ask myself, am I getting where I want to go? And I feel like nobody ever asks that question unless they're super serious about getting somewhere. Because when you ask that question, you're either going to get a yes or a no. And if you get a no, I'm telling you that sucks. For an entire month, I asked myself that question, am I making progress in my goals? And I always said no, and it literally sucked. And it forced me to look over my week and say, what was I doing? And why did I make any progress on my goals? And I realized all I did was hang out with my friends, smoke, skateboard, watch TV, and go to work. But it came to working on the dreams I had that I really wanted to achieve, I didn't make any time for it. Because it was work and then just having fun. That was it. And I did not like that. I woke up and said, I'm sick and tired of every week I ask this question, I say no, I want to say yes to it. And once that happened, I got more focused, I got more driven, and I started putting in some work. And note how I said some work. I didn't say I started putting in gigantic amounts of time and the work and the hard sweat into this thing, because that's not what the question is asking. The question is not asking, did you make a big amount of progress? It's asking, did you make some progress on your goals? So even if you're making little amounts of progress, if you recognize you made just some baby steps, that's a yes to the question. And every baby step you take will get you closer and closer and closer to your goals. It doesn't matter if you make big amounts or small amounts. All that matters is you make some progress, because some progress is better than none. And ultimately, some progress will get you where you want to go. No progress will keep you where you are, and really, you're not going to stay where you are, because you're going to get worse. Life is always changing. Now, obviously, you can't ask this question unless you know what your goals are. So if you don't know what your goals are, now is the time to figure it out. Because how can you make progress on something when you aren't even clear about what you're trying to make progress on? You feel me? And I've made tons of videos on goals in the past. You can look through my videos and you'll definitely find something in that. But the gist is, you've got to know what you're trying to do. So when you ask a question, did I make progress on my goals? You can look at your goals and say, did I get closer or not? And I promise you, this will change the game for you. It changed the game for me. I've been doing this for 3 years, asking that one question. And it keeps me focused. Because most of us are not aware of what we're doing. We're not aware of our behaviors. We just do the behaviors and then forget about it. But when you get into the rhythm of asking yourself once every week, did I make progress on my goals? You're suddenly becoming aware of what you're doing. And when you become aware of what you're doing, that is when the game will change for you, because you can now start changing what you're doing. Awareness is the first step. Asking that question, even if you say no to it, opens up the door to doing way more in life, because you're going to be asking different types of questions. If you're saying no, well, what can you do to say yes? What needs to change for you to say yes? Do you need to get more goals? Find somebody who can help you? Learn how to plan better? And if you say yes, you can still ask the question of, okay, this is good. How can I keep the momentum going? How can I get better? How can I make some more progress? You see how there's so much more you can do once you ask the right questions. And this is one of the right questions you should be asking yourself once every week. Now, I've done this for 3 years straight, every Sunday in the morning, I ask myself, did I make progress on my goals? Yes or no? And by asking that, I've actually made so much progress on my goals. I've been changing my life and things are coming for me. And the same thing will happen for you if you ask the question. So comment right now, what day are you going to ask yourself this question once a week? Once you know, now for the rest of your life, ask yourself that question. And it's not a hard question. It's literally one question. It'll take you less than 2 minutes to answer it. But doing that will change how you approach your weeks. It'll change what you're aware of. And that will make your life, that'll make the goals you want come to you. Now, that's not the only question you can ask yourself. You can ask yourself a lot more questions. But I only mentioned that question because it's one of the most important things I've asked myself the past few years that's really helped me. But there are definitely way more questions you can ask yourself. This is really weekly accountability. I'm trying to put you on the weekly accountability where every week you ask yourself some questions that will help you do better next week. And if you're interested in learning more about weekly accountability, I do have a guidebook where I have a whole chapter on that you can look at, and it can give you more ideas. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in our description. You can click on it and get what you need. It's completely for free. You ain't got to put your email in. You just get the link and you got it. Alright? But regardless, ask yourself that one question once a week, and I promise you, in a month, you will see the most changes in your life than you ever had. Alright? Now, as always, remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I'll see you later.